Hello everyone, it's Peaceful Peace. Please join me if you're online. I did a video yesterday night, actually, early hours of this morning, and for some reason the volume was so bad. I got a lot of people getting back to me that the volume is so poor they can't hear what I said. And actually, that video is something that people requested. And I just think for the people who requested the video, I need to repeat it. So I'm trying to do it again. If you're online, join me. It's going to be on the same topic. You are responsible for yourself. What is responsibility? What do we understand by being responsible? It means you are answerable to yourself. In the first video, I did say something that in our profession, we have what you call accountability, meaning duty of care for your patient. That is in our profession. Now bring that to responsibility. It not means instead of being accountable for someone else, you should be accountable for yourself. Meaning, wherever you are answerable to a large extent to where you are. And we are going to look at some areas where indeed we are all accountable. I know there are instances when you cannot help yourself. There are exceptional cases where no matter how responsible you are, certain things don't go well. But today, we are going to concentrate on our responsibility to ourselves. I started by talking about relationship. Now, let me start from there briefly. Relationship. So many people depend on their partners to make them happy. That is sad because nobody can make you happy. Happiness is a personal choice. It's something I have always said, that happiness is your choice. As a matter of fact, expecting someone to make you happy is too huge a load. Therefore, in a relationship, when you are happy, your spouse or your friend is happy, two of you can be happy. But when one is always miserable, no matter how happy this person is, they are still going to be miserable. So what is your responsibility there? Make yourself happy. You do not pass the responsibility of your happiness on your spouse. How do you do that? Some people, once they are married, they cut off from friends. No. Keep your circle of friends. Keep your hobby. What is that thing that you love doing? Don't give it up because you are in a relationship. What is the thing that you enjoy doing on your own? It is advisable that even when you are in a relationship, go ahead and do the things that make you happy. He too will do that which makes him happy, as long as both parties stays faithful to each other. That is your responsibility to make you happy. Now, what goes on when things are not right? When the relationship becomes sour, toxic, abusive, again, is your responsibility to continue in an abusive relationship or to resolve it by seeking counsel. And if you have done everything you know you can do within your power, and it remains abusive, what are you going to do? It's your choice. To stay in a relationship where you are being battered is your choice. To stay in a relationship when one day, if you are not careful, the man kills you, and in 6 months he gets married to another one. Or it's your responsibility to say, you know what? I will do the hard work. I have done everything I can do. You know, the book we read, it says, after you've done all, stand. What does that mean? You know, by the time you decide to leave, you can nod your head that, you know what, I have given it my best. Then leave. Don't die there. That's what relationship is. Your happiness, your joy, your peace of mind. You decide it. That is that. Then finances. So many of us, because we have credit cards, we just blast the money without knowing that you pay back. How many people will go buying a necklace for £1,000, 800 pounds? How many people just go ahead and just spend money because they've got a credit card? It is your responsibility to keep your finance balance. I remember those days where, though I work, before the end of the month, I tell you, I'll be like £800 overdraft. And I will be praying and binding, praying and binding. Guess what? My responsibility was seeking a solution. Why do I work so hard, yet my finances are not balanced? Why do I work so hard, yet the payday is my saddest day? Because by the day they pay me, the next week I start using overdraft. I seek help. What did I do? I went and got books. I read 2 books that changed my life. Later ask me, you have to pay me to give you the names of those 2 books that changed my life. And since then, my life has turned around. Since then, I am no longer using overdraft. What am I saying? I could have continued using overdraft, using credit card, and binding and praying and asking if there is something wrong with me or somebody is after me. It was a choice. My responsibility to make sure my finances are balanced. What mess are you in that you contributed on your own? The person who spoke to me was telling me about how miserable someone is in a relationship, yet they're sitting there. The evidence are clear to take a step, but they cannot take a step. This is coming to you if you are in that situation. Seek for help. In every area of your life where you think you are struggling, seek for help. You owe it to yourself to make yourself happy. Do not lay your happiness on someone else. Now, there are so many people who hate their mother-in-laws. I want to speak about that. Why would you just hate a mother-in-law? Yes, we have people who are horrible. True to say, people that are very horrible. Some women, no matter what you do, they're never going to accept you as their child. They're never going to treat you the way you expected to be treated. But then, have you checked inward? What is the thing that I am doing that is making this person, my mother-in-law, or someone to treat me the way they are treating me? Haven't looked into yourself. You make amend. Look into yourself and make amend. You know, Gibbs circle of reflection taught us something. Is when something happens, you sit back and you ask yourself, this thing that happened, is there anything I should have done to stop this thing from happening? And if there is, you take stock. So where did I contribute to this thing that happened? What can I do next to make sure this thing don't happen again? And now that it has happened, what am I going to do to resolve it and possibly to learn from it? That's the Gibbs circle of reflection. So this is coming back to us to say we are responsible for ourselves. Your joy, your peace, your happiness lies within your hand. So whatever situation you find yourself, we are not static. We are not trees. Even trees these days move. Can I shock you? You know, in the areas where we live, sometimes they just go get trees from one part of the country and go and plant them somewhere else. So even trees are moving when they are needed. So why stay there in one place when you can move? Therefore, when things are not working your way, it's your responsibility to move. I want to speak to my brothers and my sisters from Nigeria, Africa, We're very religious people, aren't we? Very, very religious people we are. And most times when things happen, we just straight away blame it to witches. We straight away blame it on wizards. We straight away start looking at, oh, this person, my father's wife, my this, my that. We blame every other person but us. Now, before you go into the blame game, what are you doing to contribute to where you are? Some people have been looking for jobs. I'm not talking about Nigeria, because even the most brilliant person in Nigeria these days don't even have a job. You have to be extra brilliant to be able to, make a living. So there are exceptional cases, like I said from the beginning. But having said that, your skills, do you have the skills that you can use to apply for a job? How is your educational level? Where did you study to? Do you just sit down and go to church? Most of us, when we should be writing our CV, when we should be applying for jobs, all we do is go to church. We'll go to church Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day of the week, you are in church. How is that going to contribute? Even God, the Bible said it as well, that faith without work is dead. So when you are hoping to go to church and pray, he's expecting that you take a step. What step are you taking? So when you think people are after you, look inward. What have I done? Am I just going to church? Am I just going to vigils? Am I just going from one place to the other, seeking solution and telling me who is after me, when you have not looked inward? So this is a call, just a talk to say, you know what, guys, we are actually responsible for our action. As time goes on, there are certain things that we'll have to disclose about my journey in life. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been smooth. I'm not saying I've arrived, but there are steps that I have had to take, strong steps. So when you are in your comfort zone and things are not going the way they are meant to go, what are you doing? You need to take that step and leave the comfort zone. Comfort is not good for growth. I tell you, comfort is not good. If you are comfortable, let's say, for instance, a pregnant woman, you are pregnant. It is expected that pregnancy grows, right? Now, you get pregnant the first month, the second month, the third month, the fourth month. Your tummy is not expanding. You don't feel those signs and, the discomfort that comes with pregnancy. You know what? They will tell you straight away that pregnancy is not viable. Something is wrong with the baby. And most often, the baby ends before its term. So growth is uncomfortable. If you need to read, you need to read. If you need to move, you need to move. Get out from that comfort zone. You are responsible for you. No matter what anyone will tell you. As a matter of fact, sometimes they say, go see this pastor once he prays. Oh, go see this person. Once he does this, things happen. He comes back to you. If you like. Has it occurred to you that, I'm talking to people that most of us are religious in any religion that we belong to. Any religion that we belong to, most of us are sorry about that. The phone call just came in to cut off my live broadcast. Anyway, I'm back now. Any religion that we belong to, you see, Jesus himself, they said he did not do a lot of miracles in his own town. You know why? Because people commonized him. People didn't take him seriously. The truth of the matter is, if you like, go meet, the most religious of all persons. Let them prophesy to you. Let them speak to you. Let them lay their hands on you. Speak in tongues and everything. When you come back, the work begins. So the work starts. That is when it starts. So after that prayer, hard work. Do the work. For me, what was the work I have to do? I can tell you, I went to my school. If I tell you the story, the way I went to school, you won't believe it. I worked full-time job full time, as in 35 hours I was working, yet I was a nursing student. And during placement, I will work 37.5 hours plus 35 hours. How many hours is that? I had to, because that was the way I can survive. There was every reason for me to quit my school. I go to work at night, comes back, take my 3 children to daycare. I enter the road, I'm driving straight to school. It was tough. But guess what? When I look back, it was worth it. It was so worth it that I did what I did. So, that's just a tip of my life. I am not saying stuff that I don't understand. Trust me, I do understand. No matter the situation that you are in marriage, whatever that challenge is. Okay, now back to that relationship thing. You are in a relationship, you are not happy, yet you don't have any skills. You are not going to school. You don't do trading. You don't do... How are you going to... You're going to die there if you are not careful. Now, if you are in such a relationship, what are you meant to do? You start thinking. Why do you look for solution? Why do you do everything that you need to do? You start thinking, in case this marriage don't work, can I take care of myself? Can I take care of my children? And if the answer is no, wake up. Do that which is necessary. Take steps. For me, I took steps. Even when it meant some weeks I had to work 70 hours. My placement and my normal work, today it pays off. Comfort is an enemy of growth. Comfort is an enemy of growth. Whatever state you are in and you are struggling right now, it is good to pray. Fine, spirituality, in nursing, spirituality has a huge part in our well-being. So spirituality is good. I'm not going to talk about just Christianity, whichever religion you belong. I know spirituality is part of it. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how spiritual you are, you have to be responsible. It is time to wake up and tell yourself, I have a role to play. Change what you are doing now, if where you are, you don't like it. Nothing moves except by motion. Change that thing. The one thing that you have to do to make your life better, to make you happy, go ahead and do it. Financially, plan. Don't just buy things because all your friends, women, we're good at that, aren't we? We just see what is in vogue, we just buy. Oh, this shoe, this handbag, do you need it? That person's husband is so rich, he's spoiling her with money. Do you have such a husband? Do you have to compare things? That's where personal responsibility comes in. We do not compare. Do not compare yourself with anybody. As a matter of fact, your personal joy, your personal responsibility, your personal peace, your personal growth, everything is personal. To a large extent, people can help you. Have you noticed the fact that people will tell you, I'm with you. Oh, I'm with you. I will put in prayers. Oh, I'll do this. But the truth of the matter, they don't have a clue the pain you are going through. They don't have a clue what the situation that you are in. Therefore, from all indication and what we have seen in life, it is a personal journey. That is why this is coming to us, to actually reflect, to actually think that, you know what? It is my responsibility to make me happy. What are you going to change after now? What is that thing that you must change to make yourself happy? For me, I still have things I'm changing. That I'm saying it does not mean I've arrived, that, okay, everything is okay. There's always a place called forward. And I'm looking forward to that place called forward. Oh, my mates are professors. Come on now. Yeah? We can still climb. There's a place called forward. So I am looking, even as I speak, I'm not saying I know it all, but the truth is, for you to be happy, for you to be where you have to be, don't wait for no one. If you need to stand up and leave some friends, go ahead, leave them. It's your responsibility. If you need to move location, go ahead. This life is one. You know, these days, before we see people that get to 100 years, everybody will be screaming, wow. You know, the Queen writes cards and send to those that make a century, make 100 years. How many people make 100 years these days? So tell yourself, the life that I have now, you have lived 30 years. Let's say God is gracious and we are all going to live 100 years or slightly over. If you already have lived 30 or 40 years, start counting. How many years have you got left? So the truth is, go for it. Man, we have one life. Whatever it takes, get up if you fall. Stand up if you must get to that place where you can sit back and say, you know what? I did my best. Can I ask you, wherever you are at this very minute, can you really look back and say, you know what? I think I did my best. Can you sincerely say this is your best? And if the answer is no, this is coming to us. Challenge yourself. I am responsible for me. I will quickly say, not to put everyone in the same blanket rule. There are situations that are different. You know, no matter how you try to be responsible, some of these things are out of our hands. And that is when we pray for grace. Some people got pregnant, they never did drugs, they did everything the book tells them to do. They were reading life, all the books that they had to read, they read. Everything they really need to do, they did. But guess what? They have children, and the children came with disability. Meanwhile, how life can be sometimes, it can be unfair, right? You see someone who did all the hard stuff, drank, party, drugs, cocaine, crack, just name it. They have children that are so good. We're not going to say that. Who do we query? But the truth remains that those exceptional cases, my heart goes to them. And you are the superheroes. Because for no fault of yours, things didn't go the way they are meant to go. And I sincerely pray and wish and hope that God grants you the grace to hang in there and to show you the way forward. At some point, I will speak on issues like that, because even as at that, there are things you can do. There are decisions you can take to make sure you don't die quickly before your age. That is for another day. So there are exceptional cases where you do everything that you are meant to do. You took every step that you have been advised to do, yet things don't go well. That is not the case I am looking at today. I am looking at your responsibility as an individual. Today, look back and say, where am I getting it wrong? Because a lot of women have spoken to me concerning relationship. I actually use this particular video to hammer on relationship. Decide. If somebody is making your life miserable, you have tried everything you know in the book you must do, and you can sincerely put your hand on your chest that I did my best. What are you doing there? Equip yourself. Educate yourself. Get more skills. Read books. Seek information. Especially if you are within the Western world, there's so many information out there. You don't need to suffer. Seek those information, equip yourself, and do the needful. With finances, are there steps that you need to take? Do them. I'm just rounding up now. Are there steps that you need to take? Take those steps. They are action steps. Comfort is not good for growth. Remember, if you must take anything out of whatever I've said today, your happiness is your responsibility. Your growth is your responsibility. The other video, I spoke of a lady in Ghana who for some reason was so pained. She wanted to go to school, but she didn't have the money. There are situations like that. She stayed until she was in her 50s. The opportunity came. She wore a uniform. Can you imagine a mother or a grandmother of 50 plus going back to school? she didn't give up on her dream. She went back to school. She wore a uniform. She was the oldest, even older than most of the teachers, but she did. That is determination. That is personal responsibility. Come on now. Be responsible. Take charge of your life. Before you blame somebody, ask yourself, what am I doing to contribute to the mess that I am in? It's so easy to blame someone else. But before that blame, look at yourself. What have you done? What's your contribution to the mess? And from now on, let's change the way we do.
Tonight, drastic measures,
Let's
new
change the way we
lockdowns
do
in more
this.
states as COVID spreads. Washington
Let's
State
change the way.
bans gatherings
Sorry.
involving more than one household. Chicago set to shut down tomorrow for weeks. The U.S. passing 11 million.
Sorry, that was my TV. Just came up from nowhere. Sorry about that. Great. Where was I? So let's change all that we have to do to get a better future. Tomorrow is great. You can make it. Stay strong. Take personal responsibility. Until next time, with peaceful peace. Love you all. Mwah. Later. Bye.